Hi, I'm James, a knee, foot and ankle specialist, and today we're going to talk you through the different characteristics of each Hoka shoe. Hopefully by the end of the video you'll have a better idea of what each shoe does, what their purpose is, and you might get a better idea of what shoe works best for you. So the first thing we're going to talk about is heel drop. So that's the difference from the back to the front of the shoe, and that can influence where you put pressure on your feet. So if you have a high heel drop, it puts more pressure on your forefoot. If you have a lower heel drop, it can reduce that pressure, whereas contrastly, if you have a higher heel drop, it can take pressure off stuff like your Achilles. So all shoes are very similar. They've all got a 5mm heel drop apart from the Hoka Bondi 8. In terms of stability, Hoka have two main stability shoes. These are the Hoka Runnings and the Hoka Gaviota. Then we have two main day-to-day shoes, which are the Bondi, which is a maximal cushion shoe. And then you got the Clifton, which is more of a responsive running shoe. And then we move more towards the racing shoes of Hoka. So we've got the Rincon, we've got the Match 6, and then we've got the Carbon X3. So in terms of stability, we've got the Hoka Runnings, and they provide stability through their J-frame. So you can see this grey bit on the front of the shoe that moves around and towards the inside. So rather than a traditional stability shoe that provides arch support underneath, they try to provide stability throughout the inner aspect of the shoe, so it provides a stable motion on the inner aspect of your foot throughout the gait cycle rather than just underneath your arch. They have a similar type of support in the Gaviota, except it has a H frame underneath. They call it H frame, but it looks a little bit more like an 8 frame, so that tries to provide stability on either side of the foot. And they also have the J frame on the inside as well, providing extra stability. A little bit heavier, a little bit clunkier, but it gives that extra bit more support compared to a bit more of a responsive stability shoe in the Rahi. If you're looking for something that's really plush cushion that feels like you're walking on a cloud, then the Bondi is the most likely best shoe for you. As you can see, it's got a really thick mid-foam, Hoka's CMEVA cushioning, so while it has a thick midsole, it's super light relative to the amount of cushioning it packs in. It has some sidewalls on either side, which helps to give some stability, which counteracts the instability that you get from having the extra cushioning. So an excellent shoe if you want to go for long, easy runs. It's not particularly responsive, but it's super comfortable. Then if you're looking for something a bit more responsive for daily runs, then you have the Hoka Clifton 9. It's got a packed up CMEVA cushioning as well, not as much as in the Bondi. It's a lot more responsive, so what that means is as you apply pressure to it, it tends to give you a bit more back, so a bit of a spring, so it pushes back rather than allowing your foot to sink into the shoe like you get in the Bondi. So an excellent daily running shoe that's a bit more responsive. Then if you're looking for more performance shoes, you've got the Hoka Rincon 3 and you've got the Hoka Match 6. So both of these shoes are a non-plated shoe. The Rincon is a super light, bit more of a performance shoe than what you get in the Match 6, which is a bit more cushioning, so it's super soft underfoot, especially this latest model. It's got a nice soft upper, similar to the Rincon 3. If you're looking for a little bit more cushioning that doesn't give you the amount of responsiveness, then you'd look at the Match 6. If you're looking for a really super light racing shoe, then you might look at the Rincon 3. If you're looking for a racing shoe that has a carbon plate, in Hoka range you've got the Carbon X3. So there's a minimal amount of these available, but you can still find them on Amazon and other retailers. So it's got a reduced amount of cushioning compared to the other two racing shoes, and within it you've got the carbon plate shoe, which gives you that responsiveness and that firmness when you're pushing off. In most of the Hoka range, they're typically a true to fit size, but they're notoriously narrow in the forefoot. So as you can see, for example, in the Match 6, it really comes in at the forefoot. So normally we recommend to most people to get a feel for them. Most people who have a normal or wide foot need the wider version of the shoe, and they come in a wide and an extra wide. Whereas if you have a smaller foot, then the normal size is typically be a good fit for you. Hopefully that gives you a quick breakdown of Hoka shoes. You got two stability shoes in the Rahi and the Gaviota. Rahi is a bit more responsive, the Gaviota gives you a bit more stability. If you're looking for a shoe for long runs that are nice and easy, then you look at the Bondi. A bit more responsive in terms of daily runs with the Clifton, and an excellent all-rounder. A little bit faster and firmer with the Rincon 3. A bit more cushioning but still quite fast in the Match 6. And then if you're looking for a carbon plated shoe, look at the Hoka Carbon X3. If you've got any questions on any of these shoes, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you found the video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel.